All right. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah and Kwanzaa to all the wonderful people out there in YouTube land. And you are now watching another episode of the J Rambo 745 Bladed Platoon channel. So today it's a little different. I decided that today I'm going to do a firearm review for a new tactical AR-9 pistol that I acquired from GForce Arms. And of course the weapon that I'm talking about is the Jawbone, this thing here. And yes, there's no magazine there. There are no rounds in the chambers. You can clearly see YouTube. So I'm going to talk about this pistol and what I did to it and what I haven't fired this weapon yet, so I couldn't tell you how it handles as far as shooting at the range is concerned, but I will get to that soon enough. However, I did add some modifications. I did add this red dot onto this pistol. I added a new castle nut and a new buffer tube because the buffer tube that this weapon came with was trash. It would not hold an aftermarket buttstock on this weapon, and it took me forever to get it out because the buffer tube that GForce used was garbage. So I changed that out and put a mil-spec buffer tube on this weapon instead. So something to look out for if you're deciding to get invested into buying this weapon. It is fairly cheap for an AR-9 pistol. I believe I paid $456 for this weapon in Grab-A-Gun, and of course it went to my local FFL dealer, Texas Gun Club, here in Stafford, Texas. And so it is a AR-15 platform, as you can see. I added a tack light on there. I haven't added the attachment where I normally would reach out for the light here, but the light does work. Of course, this is the red dot for this pistol, and I added a little ring to put a sling on it later on. The magazine that this weapon comes down, it only comes with one magazine, but it is from GForce Arms. This is a 33 round magazine that holds a 9mm. As I was 34, so 33 plus 1 really. But I decided to order 2 more magazines. I believe that the magazines that I ordered, if I'm not mistaken, are from... They're designed for the Glock 19, Glock 17 weapon system. Come on. I hate this loading time. They are SGN tactical 9mm 33 round magazines. 33 plus 1. They're like this, but they are designed for the Glock 17, Glock 19, and this weapon will hold Glock 17, Glock 19 style magazines on it. So I ended up getting those, the SGN tactical versions, because this feels like a toy. Now I get why GForce is doing this. They're doing it because it's a budget-friendly AR, 9mm AR platform pistol, but this is trash. I wouldn't trust putting my rounds on this for the life of me. So there's my review on the mag that GeForce goes in there. If you're gonna send customers a magazine, make sure that it's better quality than this GeForce. This is saying you're cheap, that you don't have the budget to send at least a decent quality magazine to your customers. And what's up? I mean, I get that you're trying to advertise your company brand name, but this is cheesy. Again, that's my opinion. The other thing that I will say about this AR9 platform pistol, and this is the thing that I hate the most about this weapon and the way it's set up. What is up with this little charging handle? What is this? If you're gonna make a charging handle, it's got to be a lot longer than this. I got little beady hands compared to most men, and I can barely grip this. And the reason why I'm moving it fast right now, I had to lubricate the living hell out of this thing to get it to even move. Now, it's better now, but I literally had to lubricate the living hell out of this thing and continue to keep racking it until it got smoother in order for me to have a better rack. But this knob here is too small for anybody to grip. If somebody had larger hands than me, this is going to be frustrating as all hell for that person. My recommendation to you, GeForce, is to make this longer, just a little bit, maybe about half an inch longer, maybe in, you know, it doesn't have to stick all the way out, protrude out, but you know, it has to be a little bit longer so that people with bigger hands have the ability to grab and rack it better. I can barely do this, and I have bitty hands compared to most other people. So if you guys decide to make an aftermarket or a replacement part for this little knobby thing, this thing is sad. Please do, because this weapon is asking for it. You know, people want to be able to rack it, you know, and especially if they're shooting at the range or they're playing, if they want to be tactical in the tactical range and they want to rack and tack real quick, this is going to be frustrating as hell to do. So just a little tidbit there, GeForce. Please make this longer. This is sad to even look at. And right now, I don't even know if there's a company out there that even makes aftermarket part to replace this for this particular platform. If there is, please let me know in the comments below. I would love to know. You know, the other thing I have a gripe on, and the reason why I'm attacking the cons on this weapon is because I haven't experienced it yet enough to give you a full set of pros. But I will say that I had to add this rubber grip because, and I'm pretty sure that there are videos that mention this, but this one had the tendency, whenever I put my hand here, the magazine would just literally fly out. I'm not even shooting it yet. It's not doing that now because I added the rubber guard here. GeForce, there's no point in making a knob here if you've already got one here for a mag release. That's dumb. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? It doesn't make sense to have. And now what I would recommend is to make this mag release ambidextrous for left and right-handed shooters. Okay, that's what I would suggest, instead of adding a additional little knob here where if someone puts their hand there, the magazine flies out. The reason why it's not doing that on this weapon anymore is because I added the rubber grip to this. You know, why would you add an additional knob here to drop the mag? You can't see it because the rubber grip cover is covering the, but you can feel it right here. It's right here in my hand, in my where my finger is at. that was dropping the mag every time I put my finger on it. So that needs to go away if you're gonna make an update of this weapon. It doesn't make sense to have this if it doesn't make sense to have one here. Okay, you can't see it, but it's under here. It doesn't make sense to have one under here if you already got one there. You're doing double the work, you know. KISS, keep it simple, Sam. Please. I would prefer if you made the mag catch, the mag release, ambidextrous instead. That'd be a lot better. But other than that, I don't have any other gripes for this weapon, to tell you the truth. You know, it catches the mag on this thing a lot better. You know, very is ambidextrous on both sides. Okay, this one here and one here, and all you have to do is just push your thumb on it, and it comes off just as easy. Okay, there's the charging handle release there, and of course you got the Picarini rail. Perfect. So there are some good things about this weapon, and again, I can't say how it shoots because I haven't shot it yet, but I'm planning on shooting this weapon, believe me. The buffer tube needs to be mil spec. Your buffer tube was not mil spec, or whoever put the weapon that I bought from Gunzo magazine did not have a mil spec buffer tube. It should not. I should not have to cram a stock, aftermarket stock, into your buffer tube and then not be able to pull it out or remove it at all. I had to literally go to the gun range and ask the gunsmith to somehow, some way, pry that thing open. What we ended up doing was destroying the buttstock to get to that buffer tube. So I have an extra buffer tube. This is another buffer tube that I bought from another company, along with the castle nut. So it is a new it's an aftermarket castle nut and buffer tube on this. But other than that, this weapon, it feels great in the hand. I can't really complain about it. It's very AR platform designed. I do plan on eventually putting a suppressor on this, removing this. But other than that, yeah, very versatile. Very oh, the other thing I was going to mention, when I did remove the original buffer tube or castle nut from this weapon, the spring that goes to the back of here, I don't know if you see it, completely bent out of shape and too long. What's up with that, GForce? Do you not have good quality control in your when you create your weapons? That's unacceptable. The spring was too long. The spring for the takedown pins here on this one in particular was too long, and when I opened it up, it was already bent. That's unacceptable. That tells me that somebody wasn't paying attention when they were putting this weapon together. Quality control. But you know, like any other AR-15, you can pry this open. The bolt is easy to remove. I can't do it on YouTube because YouTube will demonetize me for it. But so far, those are my takes on this GForce. Don't get me wrong, I love the look and feel of this weapon. It feels great in the hand, but there are some things that GForce messed up on that I had to fix, and I'm still not done fixing this. I still got to get a foregrip for it and an aftermarket buttstock. This buttstock, of course, is optional, you know, your personal preference. I just don't like this buttstock. This thing is cheap. But again, I get the direction that GForce is going with that buttstock because it is a budget-friendly AR9. So I get it. But there are some things, the way I look at it is you could be cheap, but you could also have good quality. Quality, not quantity, as they say. And yeah, this mag, we got to talk. But other than that, that's my first impressions of the AR9 pistol, the Jawbone, as is known, from GForce Tactical. It's not bad. I've seen a hell of a lot worse than that, believe me. But it's not great either. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give it a 7. Because I see what direction they were going with this weapon. It's just not great. But again, you get what you pay for. This AR9 was only $456 total. So yeah, you get what you pay for. So I've seen some AR9s that go up into the $1,000 range. So again, it just depends on your budget and what you pay for. I will say that I have mixed feelings with this particular one, but other than that, I'm gonna shoot it. I'm gonna see how it does, how it performs on the range, and I will let you know how it does. And with that being said, that has been another episode of the J Rambo 745 Bladed Platoon channel. I think I'm just gonna call it J Rambo 745 because Bladed Platoon is a little long. I had a friend of mine that saw my channel. He's kind of like, yeah, you might want to shorten your name a little bit. But other than that, let me know what you guys think of the Jawbone. If you have one, tell me your thoughts about it, what you think should be done to improve on the weapon. I put my $1.52 on it. So with that being said, I'll see you in the next episode, and hope you guys have a wonderful Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa. See you in the next one.